Okay, so I'm going to show you what it looks like when you're ripping a CD into iTunes. There's two parts to podcasting, or two parts to getting your music onto your player. One part is getting it um, imported into iTunes, and then there's an exporting part. And the import is called a rip, or ripping it. So I'm going to put a CD in to the machine. You'll hear it go in. You'll see what iTunes does when a disc goes in. It will usually be recognized. So let's see. While we're doing that, I'm going to show you that I'm in a album view. You can also go to list view, where you see them listed out. You can also do a cover flow view, where you can kind of circulate through your things. Okay. You may not have music on your machine. I happen to have music on mine. Okay, here it goes. It found the disc. It's James and the Giant Peach. And I can see in the background that James and the Giant Peach's name, who the artist is, how long each track is. This is pretty nice. This is pretty well thought out. A lot of times they come in like this. Sometimes they don't. They have 1 through 6 in here. They have no artist, maybe not even an album. And then they ask you, always ask you, do you want to import this? This one looks like it's in pretty good shape, and I'm going to go ahead and click on yes, and it will start importing. So here we go. You might hear the machine spin up this little thing, so it's working, it's encoding it, it's taking it from the disk and putting it onto the hard drive of the computer that you're on. Now, on a network computer, it's going to go onto your network volume. Um, and as long as you're not keeping copious amounts of audio on your account, this shouldn't be a big deal. But if you're going to keep 3,000 songs or 3,000 tracks, and that's a lot, on your account, you might want to ask tech support about getting something local that you can save it to instead of saving this huge amount onto your account, because it will slow down your logging in different places. So this is going to take some time while it's coming up. You can see up here importing. It gives me the speed depending on the CD's speed, depending on the encoding rate, a lot of different things. For most basic things, we're going to do this. Okay, and it will give us some kind of number there. Okay. To stop that, if you wanted to stop the process, you'd click on this X. Okay. So I'm going to wait, and then we'll come back to this in just a moment. Okay, after a brief walk around the school, we've got our 6 tracks that are encoded or ripped, as it were. By the way, the encoding process, for our purposes, needs to be in MP3 format. And I didn't discuss it before we started, but here I'm going to show it to you. Under import settings, you want to have it set to MP3 encoder. There's choices here, of course. AAC and AIF and this lossless thing. MP3 is what we want because the Sansa is an MP3 player. If you're choosing to have an audiobook put in here, audio does not require dynamic ranges or huge equalizer settings. Good quality is plenty big enough. We don't need anything that's, super high quality stuff. So good quality is just plenty. The more, when you up the quality, the bigger the file size. So good quality is just fine. Okay. The error correcting, you'd use that with audio CDs that are having lots of scratching issues. They're pretty worn out. Usually audiobooks, most CDs I've come in contact are in really good condition, are not scratched up. I don't use this. It slows the process down. Okay. Something to check too, under album, and I'm all about the album part, is to slide this over. You can always slide any of these over. It says James and the Giant Peach Disc 1. That's good because James and the Giant Peach is a multi-disc book. The green check marks tell me that it was imported or ripped. And to eject it, remember these little international sign of ejection. Okay, I'm going to press that. And out comes the disc. And I go back to, what view is this? It switched. Why did it change? Well, yeah, it changed because that was the last view I was on. There's the album view. There's that view. Again, I'm not by artist, but by album is how you want to find this, because James and the Giant Peach was the one disc or one album. And as I slide down here, I'm going to look for J for James and the Giant Peach. Past all the Christmas music. and the Harry Potters and the this